Okay, let's talk about fatty liver causes, symptoms, and I've got 8 tips for you. Okay, let's start with the symptoms first. Well, you could have no symptoms whatsoever, and that's one of the scary things about having a fatty liver. Until you actually have a scan done and an analysis done by your doctor, you may not know that you even have it. Okay, another symptom of fatty liver is a lot of fatigue. So you're just tired and you just don't have that energy that you once may have had, can be a sign of that fatty liver. As well as number 3, nausea. Number 4, jaundice. So you're getting, some actual liver symptoms now because that liver health is compromised. Another symptom is itchy skin and even light floating stools. So those stools are sort of floating on the top of the toilet water, not sinking properly. That's an indication that there's some compromised liver health. Now, what are the causes of fatty liver? Well, there are a few. So let's go through the list. It could be alcohol related. And if you're, just a casual drinker, it still can affect your liver health and be related to fatty liver, especially if you're combining that with some other things on the list, like having too much fructose in your diet. So maybe you love your fruit juices, maybe you eat a lot of fruit. That can actually have a compromising effect on your liver health because that sugar metabolism of that fructose is very different from other sugars in the body. It's going to go directly to the liver and can cause that fatty liver. Another cause of fatty liver is environmental toxins. So things like burning candles in your home, especially if they're not the natural ones. Your toxic laundry soap that you're using to wash your clothes and your body now is absorbing that through your skin. Cosmetics and all the, creams and serums and things that you're using in your beauty products can also affect your liver health. And of course, pollution that's out in the air and the water that we're drinking can have that negative impact on your liver. As well as another cause is leptin resistance, and number 5, another cause of fatty liver, insulin resistance. And usually these two go hand in hand. That leptin resistance usually happens first, and that's when you will later develop that insulin resistance, both related to metabolic syndrome and, again, developing more of that visceral fat, more of that fat in the liver. But let's talk now about my tips. So I've got 8 of them that are really going to help if you do have that diagnosis of fatty liver, and even as a preventative tool as well. I want you to use these tips. Okay, tip number 1 is Mother Nature's prescription. Okay, what does that mean? That means getting your body back in sync with nature. So setting your circadian clocks in sync with the light and dark cycle of the day is something that I talk about, EMFs and grounding. So getting yourself grounded, looking at the sun first thing in the morning, that's all part of Mother Nature's prescription and goes a long way to decrease that overall inflammation in your body and will help with that fatty liver as well. Okay, tip number 2 for fatty liver is to increase more dark green leafy veggies into your diet. Your liver actually loves bitter greens, and this is a great way to, in a healthful way now, make these impacts in your diet to help with your liver function. Okay, tip number 3 for fatty liver is to, of course, limit your alcohol. So even if you are that occasional drinker, if you know that you've got a fatty liver issue, you're going to decrease that alcohol consumption and maybe abstain completely from alcohol to help to save your liver. Okay, tip number 4 for fatty liver is to, of course, limit that fructose, which we know has that metabolism very different from other sugars in the diet, goes directly to the liver and can cause and really exacerbate that fatty liver very quickly. This means not only just fruit juices and fruits, but also especially the refined high fructose corn syrup, which is hidden in a lot of packaged foods. You definitely want to limit your consumption of that. Okay, tip number 5 is to drink more water and squeeze some fresh lemons into that water. It makes it a lot more refreshing, but lemons have a detoxifying and a very supportive effect on your liver health. Okay, tip number 6 for fatty liver is to incorporate more turmeric, especially curcumin, the active component of that turmeric, into your diet. You may want to take a supplement as found in this study, and it was found that a turmeric curcumin supplementation significantly reduced blood levels of ALT and AST. So these are your liver enzymes that are usually tested in your blood when your doctor is trying to check, okay, how is your liver function going? And a reduction in these enzyme markers can be an indication that your liver liver is actually getting healthier. Okay, tip number 7, do that full body detox. This is really important to get rid of those toxins that have accumulated, asking your organs to actually detoxify a little bit more effectively and efficiently. And there are specific herbal medicines that I use in combination to really help to detox and do that full body detox, which is very gentle. So a lot of people that are scared of doing detoxes, this is a gentle way to alleviate that toxic load. And tip number 8, let go of anger. So did you know, according to traditional Chinese medicine, our emotions are mapped and are related to our internal organs. And anger happens to be the emotion of the liver. So if you're not in a healthy way letting go of your anger, maybe you're suppressing it, or maybe you have, severe outbursts of anger, that could be an indication of that liver function as well. The two go hand in hand. Now, for more tips and for best foods for that fatty liver, please check out my video, 5 Best Foods for Fatty Liver. I'll see you there.